here in Chicago, we've been building a service based around just that, where we call it BIM Master Planning. Now, that title isn't so important, but what we're doing is I go to deal directly with the owners and the clients from their end to help them understand what BIM is, how it can benefit their operations, and what it takes to actually make that happen. So this is all long before they've ever gone and spoken to an architect. This is about getting their internal organization together. So again, what do our people need to know? How do they need to apply that? What do we need to do to our legal agreements? What is it we're trying to accomplish? And then finally, what supporting tools are we going to need to do all that? So the tools will come into place, but not until the end. And then once all that's together, then we go and we start talking to our architect and our project team. Because otherwise what happens is, and we experience this all every day on pretty much every single project, is the client just says, oh, hey, I want BIM. Nothing. And you're completely left to guess. And so let me explain. So if a new client knocked on your door one day and said, yeah, I'd like you to build me a school. You say, okay, great. Let's talk. Let's sit down. Tell me about what you want. You say, oh, no, just give me a school. I saw on your website you did a school last year. Just give me a school. You would see some red flags. You say, well, wait a minute. Hey, hang on. We need to learn a little more about this. What is it you're trying to accomplish? Do we want college? Are we talking, grade school? How many classrooms? Does it need a science lab? And you'd start looking for information like that because you just expect that. And it's the same thing when someone comes up to you and says BIM. No one should just be going, okay, great, we'll give you BIM. We should stop. We need to really talk this through and think about it. Let's start with, what are you hoping to accomplish with this? And have you prepared your organization to actually make use of that? And then that's the other problem too. We can put the documents together. We can give you the right answers. We can, survey the tools out there and give you our recommendations on those. But if your organization isn't set up to do all this, as soon as we hand it to you, it's not going to work either. So those are just the challenges. And doing that, we're really trying to make life easier for everyone. So, if you're with the architect or the engineer or the contractor, by the time this gets to you, you're going to have stuff all detailed out, nice and neat for you in the proper documentation format where you can flip through and say, okay, I see what I'm being asked to do here. I can understand, how do I need to resource this? What's this actually going to cost me so I can give an accurate price to my client? And now I know what is it I'm actually being asked to deliver at the end of this project. And it just enables success for everyone.
I understand. Can we call this a BIM strategy or BIM execution plan for a specific project or for an entire organization?
It's not a BIM execution plan, because a BIM execution plan is one specific document related to a specific project. But this is definitely an overarching BIM strategy at an organizational level.
Okay, that's interesting. Is this something happening at a large scale? Are many organizations in the US interested in this?
It is increasing. At this point, the answer is no, but that is simply due to a lack of awareness. When you get a hold of the right people and you ask them, well, hey, how are you preparing your organization for BIM? They look at you kind of confused, like, what do you mean? I don't know, a year or so ago, I had one client, they looked at me as dead serious and they go, well, doesn't my architect do that for me? It's like, no, that's not your architect's job at all. This is stuff you need to prepare. And so the first part is just helping people be aware that they need to do it. And then just, okay, so now they're aware they need to do it. Well, they have no clue how to go about doing it. And that's really where I come in. So to go back to your question, there's not a lot of people doing it yet, but I will say over the last 2 years, the interest level has gone up exponentially. Where 2 years ago, I would tell everyone, hey, we're doing this and blah, blah, blah. And they would just, who cares? I don't want, why would we care about that? Where now on a fairly regular basis, I'm getting a cold call either from another Arab office or someone I had spoken to 2 years ago and say, that thing you were telling me about, well, tell me more, and something's starting to connect. And it's like, okay, so there's a very slow burn to make this happen, but I just see no one's necessarily turning me away anymore. Everyone's saying, well, tell me more. Let's think about this and let's understand it better. So it's a very positive indicator. And I think just as BIM is really just becoming standard practice now, what I also see is when the clients are coming to me, they've heard about it and they've heard that they're supposed to be getting all these benefits, and they see their contractors using it, and they're starting to think, well, wait a minute, shouldn't we be getting a little more out of this too? So they're starting to think through it and you go, okay, why aren't we getting more out of it? And again, so that's where I would come in to help them understand that and help, hopefully take them down that journey.
I understand. And that is really positive, like you said. And that is happening here as well in Europe and Norway. And in Norway, more often than not, people know. Organizations are aware about. Most of them are implementing a BIM strategy, especially private customers or private contractors, private companies. I'm not really sure about municipalities. I know the biggest state agencies, they are doing this. They are very aware. They have their own strategies. They are doing a really good job. It's still enough to do, but they are on the right track.